Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to a new edition of the Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Coulter. And to my far right, I got my main man, KJ.
What's up? What's up?
Clemson football cornerback from 1999 to 2002. And today's special guest, we got a big champion.
Yeah, we got a big one, man.
All right, this guy right here, he's from Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Orangeburg.
Wilkinson High School. This guy also played baseball in college at Mercer University. He also went to the Cincinnati Reds, played for the Boston Red Sox and the Expos. Won the championship in 1990 with Larkin, and the other guy, what's his name? Can't remember, the shortstop. But y'all give it up, a main man, Mr. Herman. Winningham.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, I appreciate this, man. This is great. You know, some hometown guys doing their thing, and I enjoy this. I'm glad you wanted me to be on your show.
Yes, sir.
Real, man.
But if people don't know you, Herm, let them know a little bit about you and your background.
Well, I grew up on the Belleville Road for all those guys, all those people who's watching. Like I said, I'm from Orangeburg and grew up right there and played in every ballpark, every field and just all over Orangeburg. My goal was to play in the major leagues, just one game. That's all I asked that man upstairs. I got started with my mom. My mom got me interested in it, and I just played. Just everywhere I went, I had a glove. It might not have been one of them $300 gloves, but it was a glove with a shoestring in it, or but. It's just that guys now, it's just, I love the game. I have the passion. I still have the passion for it. And all the coaches and fathers that helped me along the way, I commend them, because whatever they told me about this game, it was gospel. And you put it in, you didn't put it in your short-term memory, you put it in your long-term memory. And you could always bring it out, it's just that you couldn't do it by yourself, and I coming from Orangeburg, I look back now and I go, man, did I do that? I'm in awe of the things that I accomplished, and it's to me, it's chilling. But that was me. I did this because you worked hard for it. You had, you strive for it. You kept your eyes on the sparrow, and you had some bumps in the road, but you hung in there.
That's right, man.
We're coming from Orangeburg, hey, more power to you. Albert Gotti Field, down at the Rose Garden. Yep. That's where I started my career.
Me too.
All right. And so what age you start playing sports, and what sport was your first love?
That's no doubt. Baseball is my first love, and I played in 8th grade B team basketball with I call him Coach Smokes, and he was the superintendent for a long time. But and then I just want that running up and down the court. That's just wasn't me.
Yeah.
But I didn't. But I left that alone. Then on a bet, I played football for the first time in the 12th grade on a bet with Mike Sharperson. And I bet him, hey, come play with me with Post 4. And upcoming 12th grade year, our senior year, I'll play football. And he did. And so we're in the playoffs. I said, hey, we got to keep playing because I don't know nothing about football. And hey, they had them 2 days and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah,
and it's 100 degrees still. It's hot. So these guys, so we finally get in. I go to the first practice. I don't know how to put the pads in the pants. Or the girdle and all that. I didn't know how to do it. I'm sitting there watching everybody else. And come to find out that I was a pretty good football player. Didn't know I was a wide receiver, kickoff, punt returner. Okay. And I got a couple scholarships to play football.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah.
so that was,
Wow.
you
Okay.
know, but my first love is baseball, and it still is.
All
Well,
right. So growing up, Herm, who was the players that you idolized? Who was some of the players? Was it somebody in the community? Was it somebody in your family, or was it somebody on TV?
Well, you know, I watched anybody that was good, and I watched them, and I emulated them. Now I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you. Now, when I was growing up, I was the shortest thing in the neighborhood, but nothing could get started unless I got there. Okay,
Okay.
oh, yeah. All right.
and you know, and I would play basketball in the neighborhood, and I was so little, you know, they would knock the ball out of my hand because I had the two-hand push shot, you know, the jump shot, you know, and I hated it. And I said, I got to change my shot. I went to the library. We didn't have Google. Went to the library and got a book on how to play basketball. And I took it to Mr. Mack's house where the goal we played on. And the form, I watched, they had diagrams of how to shoot, you know. Man, I sat there and shot free throws like that for a while. But that's not the determination that I had, even with baseball. You know, I wanted it to be perfect, even though I knew I couldn't be, but I was going to be the best I can right now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I ended up learning how to shoot basketball. That's how, you know. But Charlie Scott in the ABA, Omar Marino, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh Pirates, center fielder. You know, anybody that was African American,
Yeah. You can learn from.
regardless. You know, I used to sit down with the game of the week on Saturday, and they always had the Yankees playing, and I hated them then because my mom was a Brooklyn Dodger fan, and Jackie Robinson, that was her. And anybody the Yankees was playing, she was root for them, you know. But they were, you know, Kurt Flood. And as I got to the major leagues, I met a whole lot of these guys, you know. And I met Kurt Flood, and I got a picture with him, and I said thank you. They blackballed him because he wanted to become a free agent,
Okay.
and they sent him to like Philadelphia, something, you know. And he said I refused to go, and he had to go to Paris. He went to Europe and became a painter, you know. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have free agency. You
Good.
know, they won't. You know, that's just how it was. You know, and you know, Hank Aaron and Stanley Man Musial, Ted Williams. You know, you idolize these guys. You know, you. I mean, I was in awe because of what they did on this field. You know, and it was humbling. You know, I played in the National League most of my career, but when I got to Yankee Stadium with Boston, the first place I went was out in center field where all the monuments are. You know, and you see all the great players. And I'm in, you know, the second Yankee Stadium, not the first one, not the one that Ruth built, but and I go, dang, uh, uh,
DiMaggio,
Mickey Mantle,
Mickey Mantle.
uh, yeah, you know, stood here, you know, all these great guys, you know, players, you know, that, you know, and you're standing there, you know, and I'm in, you know, because I was a history major, so to
Okay.
me it was history, you know,
Mhm.
also. So you know, you read up on all, you know, all the players and stuff, and then I finally got a chance to meet them, and everybody wanted autographs. I just wanted to shake their hand,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Okay.
That's all I wanted because I can, like I'm telling you now, it was rewarding, you know, to meet guys uh, before you and gave you something. Because when a player comes in, we call them old timers. When the old timer come in your locker room, you pick up your stool, you know, at your locker, and when he stops to sit down, you push yours down and you sit there,
Mm.
and they'll just talk, and you know, it's just phenomenal, all the things that they would tell you, and funny. You know, it's just the history of how they got there and the players they played with and how they came up and the money that they got, and and it's just that, like I said, it was just history for me. It was like, wow, look what, and look at how they did it, and look how I got it. And then the next group, because they would say, hey, my signing bonus was $500. I said, what? That's all. I got 25,000, and then all of a sudden, you go in front of me, all the new guys now. I'm getting 200. Hey, they're getting 2 million and 5 million, and I said, wow, But it's just the times, But all the old timers, had a chance to, like Ken Griffey Sr. I played with Andre Dawson and Tim Raines and Darryl Strawberry, Doc Gooden, and the list just goes on and on. And I was just humbling. It was humbling, but fun with these guys, and a lot of hard work now. Getting there to me was easy. Staying there was harder.
Yeah.
It's hard because you got 900 guys behind you at your position in the minor league waiting on you to pull a hamstring or hit a $190 or something, that kind of thing. So,
yeah.
So baseball was, your first love. So what positions you started out with?
I was a natural center fielder.
Okay.
I could go get them.
All right. Okay. And the sun in your eyes, everything. I can go get it. It don't matter.
Oh man. The thing was, when you're in the minor leagues, I'm a center fielder. You got one deck basically, and just one level of stands, all the way around. I got to Shea Stadium, and I'm taking fly balls. It never comes out of the stands. It's 3 levels, 3 tiers of fans, and I couldn't judge the ball. I couldn't judge fly balls. I'm calling the balls that was on the infield because I'm thinking it's coming out there, kind of thing. And I said, man, I don't know. I wasn't quite ready for the, I took as many as I could before the game started. And I didn't start the first game, but we had a doubleheader, and I played the second game. I said, Lord, I just need to get one so I can be comfortable with it. And I finally got one, got it, and then come back the next day and just keep hitting them to me, and that's what you do. But but I could play left and right. And what was great about that was when I was with Cincinnati, let's say I start in center and they do a double switch, I would, and then they'll move me to left, and they might do another double switch, and I go to right, and it's and in each position, like especially left and right, the ball's different when it comes to you. It always goes to the line. It comes, if you hit a line drive, it goes right to you. But a fly ball or whatever, it'll kind of go to the line all the time. Right fielder goes to the line. And if I go from left to right, sometimes you go, you forgot you in right now. Instead of going to the line over there, I'm going to the same, that line over here, and you just, because I had makeup speed, I could get it. But, you just got to concentrate, kind of thing. But it's easy. To me, it was easy because I could get them. And all you had to do is hit your cutoff man. That's all you had to do. Yeah. If he got a single, keep him at first base. If he got a double, keep him at second base. And it was simple, but you got to know where to throw it. Yeah. Kids nowadays, they don't play the game. They just that's a different podcast we got to do. That's just that's totally different now. And I don't watch Major League Baseball anymore. A lot of guys don't. Because it's a different, it's a different game. It's a different game from the way we were taught, guys. Because I mean, you're in extra innings. You put a guy on second base. You put a guy at second base. I don't care if you're right-hander or left-hander. Your job All right, your job is to get him to third. It's less than 2 hours. They put him there, no outs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is before you stop the shift. They would, the shift was on. You got the Ohio State marching band over this side because you're right-handed, and you can't hit a ground ball to the right side. You trying to hit it out. They trying to be the hero.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no I there's no I in baseball. It's a team sport.
Oh yeah.
Get them over, get them in. All right.
Yeah,
Now they want to be the hero. They want to walk off. They want to walk off home run. They want to be the hero.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
everybody can be the hero.
That's right.
Just do your job. Do your job.
Yep.
Because we were fine. If you didn't get him to third, there's a fine there for you. When the game over with, there's a fine sitting right there.
Damn.
There's a fine.
I didn't know that. That's basically.
Oh man. Oh, I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's just how different organizations do different things now. But with the majority of them, well, when I was playing, don't get him over if you don't want to. Miss your cutoff man. Keep missing your cutoff man. Okay.
Coming out your check.
All right. Your check could be short.
Yeah.
Or you have that pink slip going back to AAA.
Yeah.
See?
It was cutthroat in your era.
Cutthroat, yeah. You're going to do it right.
Yeah. So let me ask you, going into high school, how did you know that was the sport that I know you loved it, but who was the coach that said, hey, man, you got a chance to be something great in baseball?
I don't know if y'all remember the recreation department here in Orangeburg.
Yep.
The first guy that ever said something to me about that was Shot Clarity. The guy with the big foot, the big foot, that kind of thing. He was the first guy. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then when I got to let's say high school, 9th grade, I'm 12 years old. Maybe, I was 9th grade. What are you, about 14? Yeah, I was about 14. And I made the team. And I didn't start right away. There was a guy out there named Mike Journey. And Mike Mike could play it, white guy. And I watched everything Mike did. Everything. I took everything he had and put it in my tool belt.
Okay.
When I got a chance, he was at left. He was on left feet. They moved him to left.
Okay.
And then Mike Shelton came and moved him on the bench, and he was upperclassman.
What?
My look. Hey, I put it this way. My recreation team, when all of us were together, but on different teams. When we got to high school, we all put whoever was out there. We put them on the bench, and that's when Old Duggan started playing great baseball.
Right. That's kind of how I grew up. All the guys that played on, all the guys that played on the high school team, all us played together since we were 7 years old in recreation department.
That's right. But see, they don't. The guys now. I mean, they don't stay together. They'll start this team, and then all of a sudden they go and play somewhere else over here. So there's never that camaraderie and that cohesiveness that you need, and you bring all that with you to whatever team. We all go together, that kind of thing. So it was great, and once I got there, Coach Burns was the baseball coach, and I was scared to death, and I finally got a chance to play in center, and I can't remember what I did wrong, but at the end of the inning, Coach Bird came and just aired me out. Just, oh man, so you can't do that now. You can't do that now. Okay. And he just aired me out, and I was like shaking. I mean, just boom. And from that point on, you had to worry about me. I made sure I dotted my I's and crossed my T's out there on that field.
That's right.
That kind of thing. Because I studied situations, because he gave us a book, of all the basic scenarios: base hit the right, where you go, base hit the left, fly ball to center. One man on all these situations, and I would put it in the bathroom. And I would study while I'm in the bathroom. I would look at it. I would read it. I would study. You know, and I tried to do that, and I did that, and I learned where to go, who to throw it to. I knew all of it. So it was no big deal with me. But nowadays these kids got stuff on their arm and in their hat, that kind of stuff. Or then they got now the catcher and pitcher talk. Somebody's telling them what to do and what to pitch in their ear. The catcher got the count on the shin guard. It's just they trying to reinvent the wheel. Just let the game go. Just
play
just
it.
let it go.
I
Play
ain't
the game like it's.
I did not
Just
call
let it
that.
go.
They looking at the wristbands like a quarterback now.
Yeah, like if I put it this way, I play with a guy, and he's going to. I know he's going to get in the Hall of Fame. Paul O'Neill.
Yeah.
Now we would go. Let's say we go to let's say San Diego.
Uh-huh.
Now our what we call our bird dog scout been scouting San Diego before we got there.
Mhm.
So when we get there, he goes to wherever we going next, right? So he'll give us who's hitting good, who ain't, who's hurt. He's giving us all these scenarios, right? And we got the 3 starting pitchers and all the position players. We got a meeting, and you got to they give us a piece of paper, and San Diego. We go down to San Diego's roster of position players, and we'll go over. Hey, all right, Joe, you pitching tonight. So how you gonna pitch so and so? Where you want to like that? And outfield, you say, okay, we're gonna play him a little bit the other way, or we're gonna play him to pull on the left side. But Jeffro, we go through the whole roster, and Paul O'Neill, he would not move. Hey, Paul, come on. Hey, we over here. Remember, we're going to play him to pull, So you got the gap right here. Shoot. After the first pitch, he got over there, first pitch, and you look over there again before the second pitch, he didn't move back in that spot he was in before. And you got to keep telling him, come on, Paul, come on. And that's, that was Paul. But, I mean, we call him Jeffro for a reason, Stuff just didn't stick, that kind of thing. But you didn't take nothing away from his ability, and all the stuff that he could do.
Definitely.
But but nowadays, they don't memorize and put it in, and you don't have to tell me I got it, And after you then went through the league the first time, you already know what's going on. I don't, hey, we have those meetings because who's hot, who's not, that kind of thing. Hey, okay. Or I'm going to move over here. I'm going to help so-and-so over here. Hey, you got this gap over here because I'm the guy that's positioning my guys out in the outfield.
Yeah.
And so, and I didn't know how to do that at one time. Because center fielders have to be, boisterous. And when I first started, I got it. Who gonna hear that?
That kind of loud, man.
And then I didn't understand it then. But I got to the big league. Oh, you better holler because you got 50,000 people or you got 24,000 people hollering and screaming. Hey, go. Hey, I ran into one outfielder in my whole career, and that was my rookie year. And guess who I ran into?
Who?
Andre Dawson.
Oh man!
I mean,
the Hulk.
I ran into him. I got it. Oh man, cause I hit him and I fell down. He's still standing up.
Yeah.
He didn't even move. I was like, and he looked down at me and said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right." And that was it. But that was just him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
it was good.
Talk about your high school career. Go ahead, KJ.
Yeah. I was gonna ask him.
My high school career. Oh man. My freshman year, I ended up kind of in the middle of the pack. and then I played American Legion. I top one in American Legion because you're still learning. You remember now? I graduated at 17, so I got my freshman year. I was like 14. Okay.
Yep.
All right. My sophomore year, I was maybe just 15 until December. All right.
Yep. Late birthday.
My junior year, I was 16. And from my sophomore year to my senior year, I led everything except home runs, basically, and RBIs, kind of, because they, stolen bases, you name it. And then in 1978, we were beating everybody up, and we ended up winning. Playing for the state championship at Mermo Field against the Green Waves. What's the name of that school? Goose Creek.
Goose Creek. Okay.
And they had a pitcher named Bo Parks, and he was on Sports Illustrated and all this, and he could be a big draft choice and all that, Okay. Now they were good. Now, oh man, he would throw it, but we were trying to get to him. I bunted on him and hit and run on him. But in the extra, we had a little extra in the bottom of the 8th inning, or top of the 8th inning. They got 2 guys on or whatever, and first and third, and we had to play. If he steals, you're gonna fake, throw it down to second, you're gonna throw it to third, and I'll catch it through the way.
Oh,
and they ended up beating us 2-1.
dang.
And guess what day that was? That was the seniors' graduation day that we lost, and all the seniors had to rush home, get and take a shower, and get in line to march. And I sat way up in Smith Hammond, just way up, and felt bad for all the seniors, kind of thing, because you just didn't have time to not celebrate, but mourn, but celebrate also, because hey, they never did it. This is the first time it's ever been done, but we lost, and then that following summer, we ended up winning in the American Legion, winning the state championship in American Legion, and we went to North Carolina to play Puerto Rico, North Carolina. Greer was a host, and there was one other team. I can't remember the other team. Virginia. So now we get there. Everybody say, "Well, I hope North Carolina, South Carolina don't play first." And sure enough, because they knew what somebody had to lose, and we were the best teams. And man, they had a guy on the mound. Y'all probably heard of this guy. Franklin Stubbs, a left-handed pitcher at that time.
Yeah.
Still be playing first base for the Dodgers.
Yep.
And man, he shoved it up our behinds. He just did it. Now we playing in losers bracket. We got to play Puerto Rico, and they just singled us to death, and we came on back home. Hey, but just come on back. But it was like back to back to me. That summer, that school year we lost, and then playing American Legion, we won the state championship. So and some of the guys that lost on that high school team, they got a state championship. So it was fun. High school was good, but just like anything else, like football, you don't like football practice. Nobody likes practice. But in football, you moving, you doing stuff, whatever. In baseball, there's a lot of downtime, baby. There's a lot of downtime, and I hated practice. I like to just be moving, that kind of thing. But practice at Hillcrest, I got a story for you. Remember the ninth grade was at Belleville. Okay. We at Belleville. We starting baseball practice on the track at OW. run home, change, and run to OW from Belleville. Run, okay? And then I get to the school, I got to run some more. You know, I did that. We all did that. And then they went from OW, the old OW, to Hillcrest. So we would go home and we would, walk real fast, get to Hillcrest, off the Belleville Road. We would go. And we did that our freshman year because that's where it was, that kind of thing. And we did that and did not know it was getting us in shape. We were like, man, because we run there and we run home and, that kind of thing. Then I got some bicycles. Hey, man, I might have enough bicycles. We can all ride the bicycles, Oh, and for that, we would walk home or somebody on the team would give us a ride home or something, But just all the sacrifices that you did, just think about it, that you were dedicated to it, I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go on vacation. I didn't do any of those things because I had practice or I had a game. I just wanted to, it was just what I wanted to do because I loved it.
Yep.
And kids now, they don't, I ask kids, I say, I need a couple of things from you. Dedication, 100%. And commitment. And you give me them three things, we gonna be all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sure, man. Soon as there's mom and daddy going on vacation, sure, they gone. They gone. I miss proms. I miss a prom. They took me and Mike Shawson off our senior trip bus because we was in the playoffs. Man, they had us in the bus bathroom. Had Mike up under the seats. Oh man, they ain't here. Everybody, they're not here. I don't know where they at. And then Nathan Perry came on the bus. Winningham, Sharpson, let's go. That was it. Man, I wanted to cry getting on that bus. Oh man, senior trip going to Florida. Oh, and them girls in 79. Oh, no. But hey,
So,
but
Coach,
that
how did you end up at Mercer University?
Well, no, I went to a JUCO first.
Okay.
I went to JUCO in a school. It's no longer there. It's called DeKalb South, which is a great junior college baseball school like Miami-Dade South, down in Florida when I was coming through. And me and Mike went there, and the coach there was Jim Willie Morris, who played for the Boston Red Sox. And Jim Willie could sell sugar to a sugar plant, man. I'm telling you, he had that gift, man. I'm trying to tell you. And Jim Willie was hard, but he was fair. Okay. And we played the fall season, and we getting ready for the the regular season. And Kansas City's I can't think of it. Oh man, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, he ended up going to Florida State. Okay. All right. And so Greg Ward came in for the season. Now, I don't know if y'all remember in 1970, I want to say 3 or 4, there was a guy, Carolina's basketball team had a pretty good basketball team at the time. And they had a guy, he was, and then Greg Ward was on that team with, John Roach, this was Frank McGuire, it was all Lily White, but that's what Carolina was. But they had a great team. But anyway, and he played baseball also. He was a pitcher. So Greg, we ended up beating up everybody. A-back, Middle Georgia. Now remember, DeKalb South and Middle Georgia, we hated each other. Oh man, we hated each other. You rivals. But Middle Georgia had and Middle Georgia and the Cavs had more players in the major leagues than all of at that time Division I schools.
Wow.
Okay, because junior colleges were meant for you to just to hone your skills. But at that time, you had two drafts. You had the January draft for basically the junior college players, and then you had the regular June draft. And so that helped you also to make you're marketing yourself, and you're just trying to get better. And but it was great for me because I got drafted like 4 times. But I promised my mom I'll get at least my associates, So and so my freshman year, I was player of the first team All American, JUCO, all the accolades you could that you can name. I got we had the touchdown club, but it wasn't a touchdown club. It was something at Georgia Tech, where all the players from Division I, and junior colleges all over, and got my award there. And then my sophomore year, I upped the ante again, and I did it again. And then I had scholarships to go other places. So Jim Willie now, still at Florida State. So I go to Florida State with him. I signed. When I signed, he went to Georgia Tech. He left and went to Georgia Tech.
Back to Atlanta.
I was like, So now Mike Martin tells me, hey, Herb, we got your scholarship. You good for 2 years here and whatever. Then Bobby Bowden comes in and he tells me, man, I got some film on you playing football. Man, you a pretty good wide receiver. And they showed me around, they had their spring workouts, right? In the weight room. So I look at all those fellas in there. And I came back to Mike Martin's office and Bowden was there. I said, coaches, let me explain something to you. The punter bigger than me. I was 145, 50 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
All right. So I could, one of them fellas hit me, I'd break up. I'd be no more good for nobody. So I said, no, sir, no thank you. I appreciate it, but no thank you. And I could have been another Dion, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, but football wasn't my thing. So I started to play the fall season, and then I went into his office, and he said, I was waiting on you to come in here because I can't teach you anything else. You got it. So I left, and I signed a letter. I went home, and I just sat down. Me, mom, dad, and the scout, and I just signed a letter for $25,000, signed a contract, and the rest is history. But and that's just how it was. I just wanted the door to crack. That's all I want. I just wanted to get there. You all your life. This is where I want to play. I just want to play. And the thing, like I tell kids, you just got to keep your eye on it. You got, you don't let nobody. I had a professor tell me, the percentages of you get. I said, Mr. Michaels, I'm going to get there. I don't know, but I'm going to get there. And 5 years later, I went back, and he saw me walk in. He said, I know, you made it. And I'm not one to say I told you so, but I knew I was gonna make it because I had that man guiding my steps and a support group at home. So I knew I was gonna make it.
Right.
And
So
that's just how.
So it's 1984. Your first game. Who you playing with?
Oh, wow! All right, my first at bat in the major leagues. All right. First of all, we played the night before. We were in Richmond, Virginia, in AAA. All right. And my manager, Bob, I can't think. Bob. Anyway, he said, "Hey, Herm, you got called to the show." All right. And it was like 4 of us. All right. So I got to get home now. Now, this is like Thursday. Mama and dad and all of them coming to watch me play the weekend in AAA. So now I got to get home, get to my apartment. I got to pack up all my stuff in my truck, get everything together, and got a red eye like at 5:30 in the morning. It's already 2 o'clock in the morning. All right. So I'm like, okay, now I almost missed my ride to the airport, but I got there. So now, poop, fly into LaGuardia, catch a cab to the hotel, which is right. You know, you can see the see Shea Stadium. Now I can't sleep. I'm just,
Nervous.
so now,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, it was just every emotion you could ever have. I had it. So I said, man, I can't stay in this room. I'm going to the ballpark. Grab my old bag with my stuff in, jump in the cab. I go to Shea Stadium and I tell her, hey, players entrance. You know, he dropped me off. I walked in, and everybody knew I was coming, I guess, because everybody, hey, Herman, how you doing? Welcome, what, you know, that kind of thing. So I go through another door, and about 20 steps, there is a guard sitting there, and I passed him. You know, just went right by. I walked around the bottom underneath the stadium one time. I passed one guard sitting down, and I passed another one on the other side. I went all the way around Shea Stadium, and I went back to the first guard. I said, where the players' interest at? He goes, right here. You know, I didn't pass him, you know, almost passed him twice. And I go, okay. So I go in the locker room. And when I walked in and I just looked at the uniforms with all the names. You know, I had Keith Hernandez, George Foster, Hubie Brooks, Mike Fitzgerald, Mookie Wilson. You know, I mean, just guys. You know, I was like, wow. You know,
Yeah,
and then I'm looking for my Then I'm looking for my locker. Now, let me tell you what my locker was.
Well,
Oh yeah.
My locker was. It was in the locker room, but it was way over here, and it was like a portable locker. You know, you could push it. You know, you could push it wherever they want me to go. You know, so I see Winningham, and it goes from armpit on the back to armpit. You know, Winningham, all the way over. Man, I heard them put that uniform on. Oh man, I was looking good. I thought I was anyway. And then I said, I got to find the field. I want to go on the field. So I asked the guard, how you get to the field? He goes, just right up the little steps right there. I said, go up the steps, go down the steps, go up some more steps. I'm in the dugout. But see, Shea Stadium was like a bunker. It was you were sitting down, and everything was kind of up. You couldn't see. You got to kind of like stand up on the step to look out, you know, to see the game. So I said, okay. So I walked straight to center field because I promised the Lord that I would say a prayer if I got there.
Oh yeah.
I never turned around. I said a prayer, took a deep breath, and I turned around and looked at Shea Stadium with nobody in it. Ain't nobody's on the field, ain't no player. All the things was out there was the guys, the grounds crew watering the field. And I looked at Shea Stadium. You know, it was just overwhelming. I mean, you know, and I said, Lord, I'm here. Thank you. And I walked back. So now I'm sitting in the locker room. Then the players start coming in. Ain't nobody saying nothing to me anyway. I'm sitting there. I'm just sitting there. But ain't nobody come over. Ain't nobody said nothing. I said, that's all right. I'm here now. I'm here. So after about 35 minutes, 40 minutes, ain't nobody said nothing. I was scared to get up from my seat. I was scared to move. Then all of a sudden, and I call him Uncle George Foster. Say, Winnie, come here. And I walked over to his locker room. He said, okay, what size shoe you wear? Told him, here. Let me see your glove. Here. He gave me everything to make me look like a baseball player. Because when you're in the bushes, we call it, when you're in the bush, they don't give you nothing. We the ones that need it. The guys that in the big leagues, them the fellas can afford it. But they don't. So he gave me stuff, and he had a Ralph Lauren contract, polo contract. I had every members only jacket, every color you could ever name. All right. Every sweater, he had boxes of clothes. I mean, just brand new stuff from Polo. He said, "Get that box down." I get it down. Get you some shirts with collars on them. So I grab about 2 or 3 of them. He said, "Man, get you some." He went in there, had a stack of them. Like, oh man, I had a whole everything. Yeah, but I needed a sports jacket. I didn't have a sports jacket. Boom, bought me a sports jacket. And that's how I got started. And now the game starts. It's a doubleheader against San Diego. I'm sitting. I got one behind cheek on the end of the bench. That's it. That's it. I mean, that's all I had. I had my bat in my hand, and I was leaning on it, watching the game. About the 5th inning, that sleep started coming. I'm starting to go down like the Titanic, boy. And then we had a coach by the name of Frank Howard. Frank Howard walked up and down the dugout, and he said something it didn't make sense to me at the time. And what he said was, he gonna cut out a piece of cheese and leave the dance hall. I said, what are you talking about? Then somebody had to tell me he's gonna hit a fastball out the ballpark. He's gonna hit one out the ballpark, And I said, oh, okay. And he woke me up, because he scared me, because Frank was 6'7", about 500 pounds, big man. And so I'm sitting there on the man, I'm about to go down again. And then David Johnston said, Winnie, get it back. Man, I jumped up, grabbed my helmet, boom, put it on, go to the on-deck circle, boom, I'm swinging it, boom, ain't no problem. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I get to home plate, they announce my name, and they put on the diamond vision my face, my first at bat. I put one foot in the batter's box, and I go, and I step out. It's called time, and I stepped out because I didn't know who was pitching. That's just how, just in the zone. I was like, oh wow. And then when I looked out there on the mound, guess who was pitching? Goose Gossage. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Dang.
I'm gonna hit this thing here. And I got in there. He threw me a fastball. Woof. I swung at it, missed it. Okay. Threw me another fastball a little higher. Boop. Swung at it, missed it. Threw me a back door slider. I didn't touch the ball. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. He threw me a fastball right down the middle again. I swung and missed it. I came on back to the dugout. And somebody said, as I'm putting my stuff up, they go, hey, you got a long way to go to break Pete Rose's record for strikeout. So that was my first at bat. I was shaking. If I had anything, an appendage, false, anything, eye, teeth, leg, something, it would have fell off. I was shaking just that big.
Nervous, yeah.
But now the second game, I started in center field. All right. Now my second at bat as a player, my first at bat in this game, it was off of Eric Shaw. I hit a ground ball to the second baseman. I was the only man in the stadium that was happy that I hit the ball, and it was out. I was happy because hey, I missed the first. Struck out on 3. On 4 pitches. I hit this ball. Hey, all right. Now my third professional at bat, my second of this game. Mookie Wilson's on second base. I hit a double off the wall in Shea Stadium, and they stopped the game, gave me the ball, and I gave it. The trader's always right on. The time, date, everything. And who that kind of thing, and I still have it in my stuff over here. And and that was just my first at bat. My first hit in the major leagues. But it was what I wanted, dreamed about. Um, and I tell kids, if you don't, and I use girlfriends. How many of y'all got girlfriends? Okay, you dream about her. You talk to her every day on school. You hold her hand. You go home. Now you're texting. That's how you got to do baseball. That's why you got to do anything that you want to do.
Yeah.
You got to eat, live, sleep. You got you got to focus. You got to stay focused on it. But these kids, nah, that's another thing again. But and that's what I wanted. I got there, and if I don't ever play again, I was telling myself then, I got here.
Yeah.
You know,
I got some
and
highlights, Herm. I got some highlights in this episode. You want to check it out? This is the one when you won the World Series with the Reds.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, for everybody that's watching, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We got 1990 World Series champion Herman Winningham with the Cincinnati Reds. I played with a lot of legends. Mookie Wilson, another South Carolina legend.
Mike Sharperson.
Mike Sharperson, his college mate, and another World Series champion, played with the Dodgers. All right. We're going to go ahead and get into it. And stay right there, Herm. I'll be right back, okay?
All right. I'm right here.
All right.
Lansford, good hitting Oakland third baseman, and Myers bringing it. And the pitch is hit in the air, foul, off first, Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds. As you might expect, they pile out of the dugout. They are jumping up and high-fiving. All smiles as Lou Piniella and his coaching staff break out of the dugout. Gloves and caps all over the infield. The Cincinnati Reds have done the absolute improbable by defeating the club considered to be the best in Major League Baseball, and they've done it in a 4-game series sweep.
We back.
Yes, sir.
So, Herm.
Well, I tell you what, I got to tell you a little story. You didn't see me jumping up around, in that crowd, because I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, if I get in this game. See, first of all, Lou Piniella told us our roles, all right, which was great, which was Pete Rose's team from the start, okay? That was Pete Rose's team, except for maybe 2 acquisitions or whatever. But Lou he would put foot on your neck, You don't do what you're supposed to. He put foot on your neck. Pete just treated you like a man. Hey, if you mess up, hey, here's a fine. Pay the fine. Let's go. Keep it going. But Lou just had just that little bit of what we needed as a team. You need somebody with some structure, kind of thing. So me and all the position players, relief players, the extras. We call ourselves the turds. Because hey, we just mopped up from the 8 guys that played, that kind of thing. So he told us we wasn't gonna play. They ain't playing. Y'all ain't playing. This is who got us here. But be ready. All right. But we already knew that. Man, me and Glenn, Glenn Bragg, we had our pom-poms. We got ourselves in the dugout on the, at the end, man. We right that. Oh man, we cheering everybody on. Hey, and first 3 games, we good. Hey, we got in that spot again on the 4th game, and Dave Stewart hit Billy Hatch in the hand. Me and Glenn get up. All right, we get up, and we don't know who Lou gonna put in or if Billy Hatch is gonna come out. But you just got to be ready. All right. So now the inning's over. We go on defense. Willie McGee hits a single line drive. Eric Davis, Dolfort, and really stabs his kidney. He lacerates his kidney with his elbow. Because normally your arms will go out and you just slide out, but his arm got caught up on him. Anyway, so now we get up again. So now, and then all of a sudden, now we hitting. Hatch can't hit. All right. Eric's at the hospital. So me and Glenn, we in the game. We in the game. So, man, we got in the outfield. We go, hey, man, Glenn, we made it, man. How many hours Glenn won? Man, we was out there having a ball. I mean, it was just fun. All right. My first at bat, I struck out. The second at bat, it was a hit and run, blooper. I mean, just right over the shortstop's head. All right. My third at bat, sure, that's when I bunted with 2 strikes. That whole game, we couldn't bunt a guy over, because the game was, real close. We couldn't bunt nobody over. Everybody had a chance to bunt somebody over, and we just couldn't do it. I don't know why. So now they give me the bunt sign. I get to the plate. I look down at Sam. He gave me the bunt sign, and I put, getting in the batter's box, and there was a guy in left field in the bleachers that had a mirror or something, and the sun was shining, and it was just right there in my face. It would just come right at me, and I told the umpire, "Oh, umpire, look!" And he ran from home plate with he had to keep his eye on him, all the way to left field, and the security guards was running to go get him, and they threw him out the game. So now we get back. So when the bunt sign's on, he throws me a fastball, I miss it. Throws me a little slider that just kind of hung, I missed it. Now, I got my hands on my knees, looking down at the ground. But I'm talking to myself, and I'm telling myself, you can bunt this. This is what I'm telling myself. Man, this is how you got to the big league. Man, bunt this ball. Come on. This is what I'm telling myself. But I got 2 strikes. All right. So now years later, I heard what McCarter, the announcer, said, well, the bunt's gonna be off now. But now I get back in the batter's box, and I see Connie Langsford at third, and he backs up. So now I don't have to be perfect. All I got to do is get it down now. Barry Locker's on first. He throws the fastball again, and I bunt it right down third. Cheep. I don't know. Hey, I just took off. And then, because it was just a sacrifice. That's all it was. But I bunted so good that I was safe. So now it's first and second, nobody out. Then Paul O'Neill did it. Boom. He was out. I mean, he was safe. And they tried to get him. He ran out the line, and I kind of said, okay. Glenn gets up, hits into the double play. Glenn's out, run scores. No, Glenn's safe. Paul's out at second. Okay. Now I'm at third base now. I'm the winning run. Okay. I'm the go-ahead run. I'm standing at third, and Sammy's talking to me about, make sure it goes through the infield, all this stuff, right? Rocky Rowe is the third base umpire. All right. And I'm facing home plate, but he's behind me. He's right behind me. And he tells me, Winnie, if you leave early, I'm going to call you behind out. He didn't say that, but I call you out just as sure as I'm standing here. So he's telling me, you better make sure he catches if it's a fly ball. And then Hal Morris hit a fly ball, and I came on home. And that was the winning run. I scored the winning run on a 2-strike bunt. Wow. But the thing was, I was so confident because that's how I got to the big leagues. Hey, I would put it down or I would drag it, because I was taught young. I was taught in Little League how to bunt, and then Coach Burns always, had bunting sessions and things. And those who could run, this is how you could get on, that kind of thing. And steal second. Now you ain't got to sacrifice. Now all you got to do now is just do your job. But the fundamentals part of it, you're going to always have that. That's in any sport. you can always go back to fundamentals, and I tell kids, you can't do it today and do something else tomorrow because you'll never be consistent. Baseball, every aspect of baseball to me is it's a skill sport. You got to learn how to throw. You got to learn how to catch. You got to learn how to run bases. You got to learn how to hit. You got to learn how to field. All those things, you got to be repetitive. That's what baseball is. You got to do it a million times. And I always tell them, how many ground balls you think I got in the outfield before I got to the big leagues? How many fly balls do you think I got? The numbers are astronomical, all those things. And then, like I said, getting there was easy. Staying there was hard. So I still had to keep my game up. I had, coming early, and my work ethic. Ed Olson told me, when I first signed my contract, I went to St. Petersburg, Florida, and I ended up, because I was a late signee. So all the Met teams were already taken, spring training. Basically, this is for like what we call extended spring for all like JUCO players, late signees.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me a locker. They gave me a pair of socks and a uniform. And the coaches said, follow these guys here. These three guys. And I can't remember their names. Man, I followed them three guys. Man, I was so tired. They was running faster, throwing it harder, hitting it further. They was doing everything that I've been trying. Man, I would, at the end of the day, I go back to the room. I miss child. Man. Hey, let's go. It's time to go. Go away. Oh, man. I got to go back to the ballpark. Fell asleep on my knees trying to pray. Going following these guys, following them. And I was like, man, I said, Lord, I'm trying to find a gear. I'm trying to shift the gear. Let me see if I got a fourth gear in this thing here or something. Man, they just beat me up. Then now we got paid $4 to wash your clothes. That's all. That's it. You didn't get no money in spring training.
Wow.
$4. I ended up. All right, we got paid like on a Tuesday. So they cut everybody on the Monday. If they're gonna release somebody, they cut everybody on Monday. So everybody, I just walked right in. But when I was walking in, there was 3 trash bags at the door. So I go in, put my valuables up. I'm getting dressed. All of a sudden, everybody, some people say, well, they released so and so. Huh? Now I thought they were better than me. All right. They sent them home. Man, I got dressed, and as you're going out, there's a board that tell you what field you're on, because you had about 60 fields out there. And it just so happened, I went out there, boom, and it was just right in front of the door, left field line. I'm looking at the door. So I'm sitting down. There ain't nobody out there but the seagulls and the guys watering the field.
Dang.
And I'm sitting on the ground praying, Lord, I just want to play one game in the big league. And I'm picking up grass as I'm sitting down. I am not even looking up. I'm just talking to the Lord, just me and him. And I said, I don't know what you got planned for me, but this, Lord, I don't see nothing else for me right now, And all of a sudden, I look up. Here go Ed Olson. Here go Coach coming toward me. Oh, I started crying. Tears just coming down. But he had to walk a long way, right? So by the time you got, I done stood up. Now I got myself together.
Mm-hmm.
That man gave me 4 words that I live by to this day. He said, come early, stay late, and turn around, and went back. From that day, I was on the first van to the ballpark. All right, do the work, whatever we're doing, and you had to run around all the fields, which is about 2 miles, at every game in Florida, And when you got through, you just kind of collapse right in front of the door, and then you kind of get yourself together. Then you get up and go take a shower. Got myself together. Joe, I need some fly balls in the outfield, about 20. I go in there, I get 20 more. Come early, I get Joe, hit me some ground balls to the left, hit me some ground balls to the right. All right, day starts. I always had, at the end of every game, I had extra. Before the game, I had extra. Okay. I did that all in the minor leagues. And then I got to the big leagues. I did that. I started that too. I said, I just kept it. That was my work ethic. You ain't got to ever tell me, hey, this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
And I would always, like in Boston, that green monster, I had to get some, fly balls off that, how it, comes off it and stuff. And I loved it. Different configurations of the fields, different fields. San Diego was, you had to sneak up on the ball in San Diego because they would cut their grass like a checkerboard a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So the dark green, the grass went that way. The light green, the grass went the other way. So the ball snake at you. It comes at you like a snake. So you got to time yourself to get the ground ball, and just stuff that people don't know, that kind of thing, and just Philadelphia, the old Veterans Stadium. You hit a ball down the third base line, you going down the line, you left field, you going down the line, it never reached you because it hit the stands and bounced back to the infield, that kind of thing. And there were just different configurations that you had to work at, because you don't want that thing to get by you, that kind of thing. So, and then you had all these different kind of astroturfs because we had astroturf then, some were spongy. And if you played in the daytime, if it was spongy, and if it's going to fly by and it's going to drop, you better not be close to it because it's going to be like a rubber ball. Boom, it's over your head, that kind of thing. So, and then you played in old Astrodome, and that was like playing on concrete. I don't know how Earl Campbell played on that.
That's why his knees messed up.
I'm trying to tell you, man, all it had on it was indoor-outdoor carpet and nothing underneath it. Just concrete and indoor-outdoor carpet. I don't know how them guys in that Astrodome, because you could take a ground ball coming right at you, and it hit a seam, it's over your head. You be like, God dang.
You don't give, yeah.
Oh man, I'm trying to tell you. And San Francisco, the old Candlestick, you play in the daytime, and the first 2-3 innings, it's beautiful. No problem. By the 5th inning, you start seeing hot dog wrappers start flying around, just because that wind started coming in there. I've seen balls take a right turn in the air because of the wind. Coming right at you. And it just went to the right. I said, golly, you see that? I mean, I was trying to catch it. Now we chasing it. I've gone to the fence, watch the ball go up the fence, and come back, and I catch it.
Yeah. Well, Herb, I got.
Hey,
wait, KJ.
Well, you got another clip?
You go ahead. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Nah, I was trying to see, man, if he got any shout outs before we head out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got some more clips. I wanted to actually tribute Mike Sharperson, his former teammate.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. They were really close. They won the World Championship like a year after each other, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. He got his in '88, and I got mine in '90. And we never played against each other until he was with Toronto, and he was at his first big league camp, and this was my second big league camp, and we finally got a chance to play against each other, and it was in the big leagues.
Well, let's go ahead and get into this clip real quick. And
all right, go ahead.
And we clean right back into the race.
The 2-0 pitch. Swung on and hit to left and deep. That's a way out and gone. Dodgers win it 2-1. They are 5.5 games behind the Reds.
Yep.
Yes, sir. That's my boy, Sharp.
Yep.
He was going to be a coach. They was prepping him to coach a minor league team, before his accident. And he would have been a great one because everybody that like especially the Dodgers, all those guys that he played with there. Remember now, you vote for the All-Star team. He was the only Dodger, and he wasn't even a regular player. He wasn't he wasn't one of the starting eight. He was a role player, and he was the only one on Dodgers team that went to the All-Star game. That's a testament to him.
I got one more clip for Mike making plays. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Right-handed hitting Mike Sharperson alternated with left-handed hitting Lenny Harris. And the dynamic duo more than helped the Dodgers overcome the season-long absence of an injured Jeff Hamilton.
Mike Sharperson has done a whale of a job for the Dodgers.
The throw down, and they do not get Lenny Harris. Swung on and hit back a third. Great save by Sharperson to get him. Scotty Garrelts, a shot smothered at third by Lenny Harris, who throws him out. Boy, day in and day out, Lenny Harris and Mike Sharperson have done a wonderful job. With Hamilton shelved for the year after just 7 games.
Hey, I tell you what, man, it almost brings tears to my eyes because watching him and Coop played with us with the Reds, in 88. And 89, and then him and Cal Daniels went to the Dodgers. But watching that, Mike was just one of a kind for me. Mike was just Mike. He was the juice. That's what we call him. We call him Juice. And he was just one of those guys that I was blessed to grow up with him and had that time with him. And I every time I walk into Mermo Field, they got a plaque up there with his picture and stuff, and I always touch it.
He passed away in 1996. Yep.
It was good.
That was my freshman year at OW. My freshman year playing when he passed away, we was at practice when we got the news. And then that weekend, they did a memorial service for him and put the plaque up on the stadium.
Right.
What was your favorite moment of mentoring us and coaching us before we head out?
Well, it's not wins and losses. That's not what coaches do. I'm teaching. Coach is supposed to teach. Before the real internet and all that kind of stuff came, the pre kind of stuff, the guys that, I was trying to teach, because coaches and teachers wear different hats, I want them to win, but I want them to give me everything they got every day. Hustle comes every day. Okay. Defense comes every day. Offense don't come every day. You can go 4 for 4 today and go 0 for 4 tomorrow. So It doesn't come every day. But if I tell you that, hey, if I don't get a hit and I'm playing my position, if you hit it to me, you ain't gonna have a hit. That's the kind of attitude you got to have. You got to have that in you. And a lot of you guys, I was trying to teach work ethic, and I hollered and screamed, not at you, but so if you made a mistake, I want to correct it, and I want everybody to know how to do it, so I ain't got to do it 100 times. So everybody that's out there could hear it, so when that thing comes up again, and it's your turn, you know how to do it. But the thing is, I just wanted you to be productive young men when you go in the world. When you go in that world, because ain't nobody gonna hold your hand, ain't nobody gonna give you anything. And I want and you want to teach that you got to work at it. That quick stuff ain't gonna last long, But I had fun doing it. It was frustrating. But it was still love. I never slept with my wife when baseball season came, because I toss and turn, because I'm trying to get a kid I'm trying to get it where he understands it, or trying to come up with something for the team, and I toss and turn, and then I can't wait to get back to do it again, because, and I tell kids to this day, I said, I don't know it all. I've forgotten more baseball than you guys know. So If I don't know the answer to it or how to correct it, I'm a phone call away from somebody that will tell me what to do. But it was fun at my alma mater until that guy tried to send me to jail. But anyway, and that's the thing. You can't holler at kids now.
Okay.
You got to put your arm around them. You got to put them up. You got to give everybody. I say, listen, teach these kids the truth. Somebody got to suck. Hey, everybody can't be, you don't get you don't get a trophy because you just on the team. No,
you got to earn.
You got to do something. Man. You got to earn it. You got to earn it. And I tell kids, hey, I got 4 trophies. That's it. That's all I'm good at. That's it. And if you ain't one of them 4, thank you. Come on back next year. Maybe you can get one. And that's just how I am, But because I tell them the truth. I tell them, man, you got to work. I'm giving you everything I got right now. I'm giving you things, but I'm giving it to you one at a time. And you got to master it. You got to do the repetition. You got to keep doing it, but you got to put it in your long-term memory, because if you don't, you'll forget it. And you put it in your tool belt. Put everything I tell you in your tool belt. You might not use it none this year, next year, but if you keep playing it, you will take it out. But but it was fun. I enjoyed it. But it got frustrating for a while. But now the kids that like yourself, when I see them now, they're grown men and they have their families. They would say, "Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it." That kind of thing. And that's all we want. That's all I want, man. Man, it gives me chills when a kid comes up to me and say, "Coach, man, now I understand what you're talking about." When and that's all you want. That's gratifying right there. That's worth more than money.
Oh yeah. So, do you have any shout outs before we head out?
Hey, I want to shout out to me, because I'm a bachelor tonight.
All right.
Hey, I'm telling you, I don't get a chance to be a bachelor in my own home, But when we get off the air, I'm just going to turn the camera around. I'm gonna show you. But anyway, this shout out to my alma mater, Orangeburg Wilkinson High School, and all the coaching staff, and my wife, because she teaches there. And just keep doing what you're doing. And I know we don't have a lot of stuff that other schools have, but we get by. We get by. We know how to. Hey, we'll do it out. We'll do it out. We do what we do. But I enjoyed it. Hey guys, I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. It was a pleasure. I just wanted to give you flowers and say appreciate you for coming on the show. And thank you for all the lessons in life and coaching in the high school. I had a big experience. I played ball from 7 to 20 something years old, and I just wanted to let everybody know. You know what I'm saying? We got a legend in the house. A guy that comes a lot from a small town where I'm from. So
that's right. There you go.
And we love to have you back on and maybe teach people how to steal bases or something.
Hey, come on. I do. Hey, I don't do group no more because I did that. That's coaching. I want individual. I take a kid and teach them how to hit a little bit, or whatever. Stealing bases or ground balls or fly ball. But not as a group. Oh no, not no more.
Too hard.
I had enough of that. But anyway, thanks guys.
No problem.
Thank you, man.
Just stay on. Once we go off live, just stay backstage for a second. For everybody that's watching, just watch another edition of Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Coulter. I'd like to thank my main man, KJ, former Clemson cornerback from 99 to 02. And also, I'd like to thank my special guest today, one of my mentors, one of my hitting coaches, world champion, 1990 Cincinnati Red outfielder,
92.
Expos outfielder, Herman Winningham. He also played with the Mets and the Boston Red Sox, okay? For everybody that's watching, our motto, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, all right? Until the next time, you guys be safe, and we'll see you soon, all right? Peace.
Thanks. Bye-bye.